Yo. Channel 6 Podcast. It's Thursday night. Got my dog, Mr. Mike Harrison, Tech Mode CEO. Just speaking a few minutes ago, we got a birthday coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up, Lord willing. It's coming up. But what's happening, peeps? What's happening? Where everybody at? Where everybody at?
Show for show, like and subscribe to the podcast, share, and forward it to other people. Appreciate everybody who listened in last night. Me and Miles was talking about the players in the transfer portal and the NBA players that has college eligibility, that's going back to college. We talked about that a little bit. Of course, we talked about the Trae Young trade. I'm still pissed off about that. Highly pissed off. Super duper pissed off. Now I'm even more pissed off with the news that came today. I'm gonna get into it right now. All right.
Oh! Before you do.
Mm-hmm.
I can only spare about 20 minutes because after that, I'm gonna be hitting the clock.
Right.
So after that, then once I get back home, then I just say, hey, I'm in. I'm set it in. And if you want to resend another link out, we can do that. Then we can definitely get back on then. But go ahead. And take off with it.
Yeah. All right. Last night, Trae Young got traded to the Washington Wizards for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. No draft picks involved, just a straight up trade, which is stupid. CJ McCollum's on an expiring contract. Trae Young's on an expiring contract. Corey Kispert, as far as I know, I think he's still on his rookie contract. Supposedly, this was a trade because they made like they couldn't win with Trae Young, and now they want to make Jalen Johnson the focus of the team. And they also claimed they wanted to make Porzingis also another focal point of the team, but now all that is some bullshit. Because today it came out that it's Anthony Davis trade that they're trying to make. Basically, Porzingis is going to be packaged in with this trade. And also, CJ McCollum is going to be packaged in with this trade because apparently Dallas is asking for him now. Even though they claim that they won't no point guard because they already got Kyrie, but it wasn't that they didn't want a point guard, they just didn't want Trae Young. And main reason why is because Trae Young's on an expiring contract, but he's due for $49 million at the end of the season. That was one of the main reasons he ended up with the Wizards. The Bucks showed interest, and the Knicks showed interest, but they wasn't going to extend this contract. So,
okay.
Washington, out of all the teams that showed interest, was the only team that, and but it came out today that Washington is more than likely going to either shut him down for the whole season, or play him in limited games because, of course, they're trying to tank. And if you put him out there to play, he ain't tanking.
When you say
So
shut down, you
what?
talking about
Because you know Trey Young
are
gonna
you talking
either
about
get shut.
that you talking about Trae Young being shut down?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're talking about the Wizards shutting them down because they
All
trying to
right.
tank, which means and also they done reneged on the extending part now all of a sudden. So they might not even extend. So he's gonna walk at the end of this season. Basically, this was just to get CJ McCollum off their books, pretty much. And that's what it looked like. The
Damn.
Hawks ain't gaining nothing from this trade. The Wizards ain't gaining nothing from this trade, but getting some money back. Pretty much. And one more thing, and I'm gonna let you jump in. I'm very pissed off because this is a long, long list of players. I tweeted this out earlier. I'm gonna give you the long list of Atlanta Hawks players that got traded from the Hawks that never asked for a trade. These players either got traded away because they aged out, or they just got the Hawks just let these guys walk at the end of their contract. I'm gonna read it. Okay, I'm gonna read it over again. Let's see. You should already know the first name on the list.
Josh Smith.
Even it go back later than that. uh,
Sharif Abdul
Dominique
Rahim.
Wilkins got traded. He wanted to be traded. I don't count him because he wanted to go.
Oh.
But Dominique Wilkins got traded. He was coming off that Achilles injury. Even though he came back and played exactly how he wanted, was playing like he played before, but the Hawks seen him as a liability, and plus they thought they was gonna the version of Danny Manning that they was getting was the Danny Manning that they seen play in Kansas. Why would they think that? I don't know. So they made that trade. Steve Smith didn't want to lead the Hawks. They traded him. Mutombo didn't want to lead the Hawks. They traded him for Theo Ratliff. What the fuck? 2005 NBA draft. Chris Paul worked out for the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks coaching staff told them they was picking him up. His agent told him he was being drafted to Atlanta. He was prepared to move to Atlanta. Atlanta drafted Marvin Williams that night and did not draft Chris Paul. Therefore, he never even made it to the team. Josh Smith never wanted to lead the Hawks. Didn't offer him a contract. All he wanted was $100 million. Didn't give it to him. He didn't go searching for another team. They just let his contract expire. Let him walk. Kyle Korver wanted to retire a Hawk. Traded him for Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Mo Williams. Guess what Mike Dunleavy does when he gets to Atlanta? Retires. Because the nigga didn't want to play in Atlanta. Because he wanted to stay in Cleveland. The nigga retired when he got here. John Collins didn't want to lead the Hawks. From Orlando, Florida, close to home. Played at Wake Forest. He wanted to stay in this area. Traded him away to Utah.
Are you talking about John?
John
You talking about
Collins.
John? Oh, okay,
He ain't,
I got you. All right.
he with the Clippers now, but they had traded him to Utah. And then, of course, Trae Young. So this team has a habit of getting rid of superstar players. Steve Smith, when he got traded to San Antonio, he won a ring in San Antonio. Kyle Korver, when he got traded, he won a ring. Mutombo, when he got traded, he got to the finals.
Yep.
So I mean,
I see the pattern. It seems like
I
when they leave, they actually excel.
yep.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. It's nuts, man. And there's a Giannis trade sitting out there for us, but
how
the only
much?
thing, but Milwaukee won't. It's not how much, it's a what.
What you mean?
They want that New Orleans pick. They want that New Orleans pick.
Which is number what?
There's gonna be a lot between 1 and 3, depending on how New Orleans finish.
Oh,
Cause see, we ain't got no personally, we ain't got no draft pick. Like I say, y'all got our draft pick, but we got New Orleans draft pick. So
okay.
that's how we still gonna come out with something in the lottery.
Do you
So what
think
you think
Giannis gonna
about this?
get? Do you think
Go
Giannis
ahead.
gonna get traded? You think Giannis gonna get traded?
If it's a team he wants to go to, yeah, because he got a no trade in his contract, so they just can't send him anywhere. He got to have the okay, and then of course, if he get traded, his brother's gonna be involved with the trade
Oh,
too.
that's package. That's
So, but this thing, everybody ain't willing to take them brothers on. So it
that
depends
and that's gonna
how
be
bad you want.
his. That's what he gonna have a short leash on right there. The one when they're not going to accept his brothers. So any team that is willing to, then no problem. But if they don't, I ain't trying
Because
to
I
see
think
you.
that was part of the hiccup with the San Antonio trade to get him. Number one, y'all in the second apron, but number two, they don't want them brothers. They just want him, and he ain't finna leave them behind.
Yeah, I understand because when you coming over there, hey, you gonna you gonna be serviceable some way somehow, and them brothers ain't. So okay, I'm okay with that. So that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. That makes sense. But what was you about to ask me about? Something.
Yeah, this national championship game pretty much gonna be okay. Miami won tonight,
Mm-hmm.
barely, and that leaves in the other matchup Indiana and who?
Oregon.
That's nuts. Ah,
It's a rematch, man.
who you
I'm gonna
think
go ahead
got
and
it?
tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I told Josh today. Uh, Indiana gonna beat Oregon because they beat them the first time. I know the cliche is it's hard to beat a team a second time, but um, they got what it takes, man. I, they just got what it takes, and plus, you know how college football and all sports like to hinge on these big storylines and stuff like that. And
Yep.
Oregon really don't have one going for them, but the Hoosiers do. They got the biggest story in college football. So
Yep.
with that being said, and plus, I mean, I like a big underdog anyway. So I told Josh, I said the Hoosiers can actually win it all. So I'm gonna stick with it.
At this point, at this point, Indiana so overpowered. Is they really the underdogs? Is I mean,
If we looking at it,
compared to
I
what's
mean,
left,
probably on paper, who you think
casual,
Vegas say that again?
well, they gonna probably pick Oregon just to run that money up in the casino, but they know Indiana gonna win.
I guess the other thing
A
also to
student of
look
the
at
game, though.
is um isn't the
Go ahead.
national championship, isn't the national title in Miami?
Think so. Yeah, it
Because
is
if that's the
because it's
case,
not in Atlanta and it's not in New Orleans and it's not in LA. So yeah, it got to be Miami.
so here's the other thing. This Miami now has done something the first time that no other team in the history of college football has done. The actual team where it's been hosted is actually in the title game. So I guess we'll see, man. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see.
yeah, that'd be crazy. Now, is it gonna be? It's gonna be at the Hard Rock, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool though. But yeah, I believe it's Indiana's win now because I don't see Miami beat. I don't see Oregon beating Indiana, and I don't see Miami beating Indiana. A lot of
I don't.
stuff would have to go wrong these next couple games for somebody other than Indiana to be the national champion.
And it's only one thing that can go wrong for the Hoosiers that can blow it all up, and that is, and I'm not wishing this to happen, but injuries do play a part. And if Mendoza
Yeah,
end up blowing out his knee or rupture an Achilles, it's over. It's over.
he was in Magic City tonight.
Say it ain't so.
Dead ass. I'm gonna send you the picture. It don't went viral. He claimed he was just there for the food, but yeah.
I
Why the
did. I
hell you
did.
in Atlanta?
I did hear that actually. I know that ain't true. That's kind of partly true. But our word is down. They do got some fire ass food from what I've been told.
Yeah, yeah. So they say.
But partly true. Partly true.
Remember the Wings got Lou Williams in trouble in the NBA bubble.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now he got his own wings named after in
Hmm.
the place.
Hey, check it, man. I'm finna go ahead and get up off here, man. But as soon as I get home and get situated, I'm gonna shoot you a text, and then if you want to
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and resend another link, shit, we can go ahead and then we can definitely go in even more.
For
But I'm finna
sure.
go ahead and get up. But I'm finna go ahead and get up off here, man. Get ready
For
to
sure. This
say out.
yeah, the same link should be able to work when you get back on again.
Oh, okay. All right, then. That's what's up.
So just
All right,
click back
then.
on and it should get back on again.
All right, for sure. All right, bro. I get up with you then later on.
All right, for sure, man.
All right.
Alrighty. So now we're gonna run it solo for a little bit. Like I say, like and subscribe to the podcast. We doing a little live stream tonight. Of course, Miami beat Oregon in the national championship game. Like I was saying earlier, I just don't see. I don't see anybody else winning. I pretty much think it's Indiana's championship to win. As far as I know, this is going to be their first national football championship, or at least their first national football championship in the modern era. So it's gonna be interesting. Uh, Signet is a bad dude, but more on this trade. I still don't see the point. I do not get the point. There was nothing gained from this trade at all. Um, like I say, it's looking like a bunch of assets got shifted around. Um, More than likely now, it's looking like CJ McCollum is going to get packaged in with his trade to Dallas for Anthony Davis. But honestly, I don't even want Anthony Davis. Don't even want him. I'd rather get, honestly, I see a rumor out there about getting Zubac. I'd rather take him over Anthony Davis on the team right now. He's younger, uh, more healthier, and no, he's not as talented as Anthony Davis, but he's talented enough and more consistent. So I would, if I would take it, I would ride with him if possible. Hell, if Derek Lively was available for Dallas, I'd take him before I take Anthony Davis. But he's part of their future in Dallas, so more than likely they're not trying to get rid of Lively either. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, I don't know if y'all have been keeping up these past couple of days on the rest of the front. Jim Ross and Devon Dudley has had somewhat of a back and forth. Pretty much, Devon Dudley, aka uh, brother Devon, what have you, whatever you want to call him. He was trying to, he was implying on a couple of previous shows and interviews that he was on about some racism that he endured during his time in WWE. And he never mentioned any names. A lot of people thought maybe he was talking about Michael Hayes or Triple H or Bruce Pritchard, but it turned out it was none of those. Uh, Maven kind of let the cat out of the bag when he was screaming out "Go Sooners" when, in the background when Devon was talking about it, and that's how it pretty much came out. It was Jim Ross, and that surprised the fuck out of me because he was the last one out of that crew I would expect it. But like I say all the time, you don't know these people. You only know you only see them on television, so you don't know how they get down in real life. But that's basically who it was. Because I definitely thought maybe he would have said, like I say, all those other names I mentioned, and maybe Jared King Lawler, or Jim Cornette. But Jim Ross would have been the last person I expected for him to bring up. So then, okay, this was about a month and a half ago when all that came out. Jim Ross didn't respond because he was going through a medical emergency, so he wasn't streaming or doing any type of recording. But he came back on with Conrad Thompson last week and talked about it. And he claims that Devon was lying about it. I don't believe it. And he kept bringing up the fact that, oh, Devon was talented person to work with. I enjoyed booking him. Nah, that don't work, bro. It's your job to do that. It's your job to what's the word I'm looking for? Evaluate talent. So of course you know Devon is talented. Big deal. But you can know and respect a person's talent and still not like them or respect them. You might like and respect their talent, but that don't mean you like and respect them. So that there's that. And he went into detail about specifically the situation where they were at a party, and this was around the time they first signed with the company. And Devon basically overheard Jim Ross said, um, what he said. Bubba Ray, his partner, I think you're gonna do good here, but I'm not sure about Devon, and couldn't give no other reason other than the fact that he's black. I believe the story just because of how Jim Ross responded to it. And even if it didn't go exactly like that, I believe most of it is true, especially the racist part. I absolutely believe all this happened. And another thing too, this is not beer that I'm drinking. This is not alcohol. This is liquid death water, sparkling water. Just in case anybody was wondering. Excuse me. Now I'm not knocking back a steel reserve on live stream or anything like that. But you just never know. You had a person like Jim Ross working backstage for that long a time. You always hear these stories about black wrestlers being held back, and these aren't. We're not talking about people like Virgil or David Otunga or people like that. We're talking about actual talented wrestlers like Booker T, Shelton Benjamin, the Bobby Lashley. We're talking about that talent level, not getting ahead or only getting so far. So you just never know, man. This whole time we might have was thinking it was Vince McMahon or the Click or Triple H or someone holding these people back, and the whole time it could have been Jim Ross all along, man. That's crazy. But like Devon said, he forgives them, and if it bothered him that bad, he wouldn't have went back to work with WWE. But at the same time, Jim Ross doesn't work for WWE. But you just never know what might happen in the future. AEW can fold or its contract can end, and they can end up back working under the same roof. So I'm thinking behind closed doors, there's going to be some type of mediation between the two, and they're going to probably get it squashed because eventually they're going to be under the same roof, even if it's not at a WWE or AEW show. It could be a Comic Con. It could be an event for a mutual friend. It could be the Hall of Fame. Because regardless, Jim Ross is going into the Hall of Fame. Or, it could just be anywhere. So I think eventually it's gonna be some type of mediation between the two because you don't want that type of stuff going still brewing once they get under the same roof together. So, like I say, I think eventually that's going to get squashed. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna shut the stream down for now. Might start back another one again, depending on if might get back on again. We'll talk some more. But if anybody else wants to jump on, I can put a link out. If anybody else wants to jump on and talk or whatever. But for now, like I said, we're at the 30-minute mark. I'm gonna end the stream because it's like I say, it's still somewhat of an early night. I'm not going to bed no time soon. And like I say, we'll talk again in a little bit, hopefully. But see y'all in a little bit.